Welcome back to a brand new Clash Royale video, guys. My name is Patrick, aka Chief Pat, and today we're going to be hopping into another video on my main account where I'm going to be trying out a new deck that actually has no defenses inside of it. Now, almost always I play a deck that has defenses, whether it's the cannon, the Inferno Tower, anything like that, but this deck has absolutely no defenses whatsoever, and it doesn't even have Barbarians, which are usually my favorite defensive card to kill something like a Hog Rider or something like a Royal Giant. So let's go ahead and hop into it. As you can see, the main thing inside of this deck will be the Hog as well as the Freeze. We have a couple of other cards that we can obviously use alongside it with the minions, the guards, and the goblins. The mini P.E.K.K.A. I can use to push as well, and this is what I'm going to do by splitting up the majority of my cards. Now, rather than put all my eggs in one basket and push on a single side, I decided to switch it up, and I got a decent amount of damage off on the left-hand side after he placed his Elixir Pump. Now, of course, he's going to have the Elixir lead for the next couple of seconds, so I have to keep that in mind. I'm going to just take the damage from the Ice Wizard and not worry about it, and from here on out, we should be able to focus down that left-hand tower and move on throughout the battle. Now, since he played his Princess there, this is where you can play your Princess if you ever run into someone doing this. You play it right on top of the bridge as soon as theirs reaches their tower, and you can usually end up killing it. He had to spend a zap to kill mine. That's the only reason it didn't work out so well, and since my mini P.E.K.K.A. is already dominating on the right-hand lane, let me go ahead and do another Hog Rider as well as Goblin push on the left. Looks like I'm going to be able to get a zap down while my Hog Rider takes a couple of shots onto the tower. Goblin's doing a great job as well of cleaning up those Barbarians. And we ended up swapping about 1,000 damage on both sides, which honestly is a pretty decent win in my favor. Now, right here, make a little bit of mistake. I shouldn't have focused onto the miner. I should have focused onto the Barbarians and minions instead, because the fact that the minions locked onto my tower ended up doing a crazy amount of damage, but we're going to go on a counter push and hopefully be able to knock this tower out. So mini P.E.K.K.A. is going to smack the Princess in the mouth, turn around and hit that tower to wrap up the first crown of the game, but overall, we took way too much damage in the left-hand lane, all because we played our guards on the wrong side. Now, playing a little bit of defense, don't want to give this tower away for free. I'll play my goblins as well as my minions to be able to clean that up. He has his own minions, which are going to make their way over, which I'll probably deal with in just a moment by dropping my princess. And now I need to start shipping down on that right-hand lane to get that tower at least down into the thousands before we get to overtime, because he's obviously going to have to keep working on my tower on the left at least a little bit longer. But Hog Rider's going to reach the tower. Mini P.E.K.K.A. is going to be able to one-shot those Barbarians because of the zap, or I think the Princess shot. And now the tower's down to 1909, and as the Ice Wizard locks on to get to our tower, we ended up stopping it fresh in its tracks. Now, with 25 seconds left, he used his zap to take out the tower, and since he did that, I'm going to have a decent amount of time to save up some elixir for the rest of the match. Free Spell is going to go down onto the Ice Wizard, hoping to drop my zap as well. We might be able to kill an additional Barbarian or two. But this is pretty close going into overtime, and this is where he brings out the Royal GG. So the Royal GG is so strong when you get to one tower down, you can just place it in the very center. But since he committed so much to going for that tower, this is where I can go for the counterattack. Hog Rider's gone down, we've got the guards, I get the Free Spell prepared as well. I dropped it trying to predict the Barbarians, but as you can see, it was about a half second early. Princess is firing away, the tower's all the way down to a single HP, and the Princess somehow, some way cleans that battle up. Woo! That was a lot closer than it should have been. I made a lot of mistakes right there with a couple of my placements, but we were fortunate to pull out the victory with the very last barrage of arrows from that Princess, and overall, that was one for the books. All right, let's go to battle number 2. We've got a little bit of a Goblin Hog Rider push. One thing about this deck is it's sort of awkward in the very beginning as far as what you play, and it's sort of hard to decipher what to do, but I did end up getting a pretty good combination going by dropping my Goblins in the back, minions behind those, and take a look as my minions absolutely destroy this mini P.E.K.K.A., which is great. That means I don't have to deal with it on defense, as well as I'm going to pull the Princess trick again and get some awesome value out of taking out both the Princess as well as that tower. I got maybe couple hundred HP off of that tower as well, so I'm really happy with how that trade went. Now, Hog Rider's Ice Spirit push, gonna do decently, but the guards should turn around in a second and smack it in the mouth. Gonna go for my counter push with the Hog Rider as well as the guards, and I've got the Zap Spell in my hand to stop his guards as soon as I could. Now, the tower should go all the way down due to the guards helping me out, and the Hog Rider might even get a hit off onto the King Tower, and so far so good. This match is looking absolutely perfect. So Even without having any defenses on this deck, the fact that you have the mini P.E.K.K.A. and the guards, they're such strong defensive cards. It makes it so you can defend your towers fairly easily. The only thing is, when your tower starts to get a little bit low, it's really hard to defend your tower from getting at least one hit taken against a Royal GG or a Hog Rider, so keep that in mind. It's not like I can place a cannon to distract the Hog Rider or to distract the Royal Giant. I just have to take it out with pure damage, and sometimes that takes a hit or two to get that done. Now, meanwhile, he's going to make a push on the right. I've got a push going down on the left-hand lane. My Hog Rider already died before I played that zap spell, but at least I'll get a decent amount of damage from the guards. I am going for the second crown inside of this battle, and it looks like my princess is going to take out his princess, and we'll be even as far as princesses go in this match. Okay, so a minute left. We're going into double elixir. This deck is actually really strong in double elixir due to the fact that nothing costs more than 4 elixir inside of it. We've got the princess down. Let's go and play our guards. My Hog Rider should go down right in front of those guards, and as he pushes down the right-hand lane, I'm going to push down the left, as well as use those goblins to distract the Ice Spirit, or at least attempt to. But meanwhile, his tower's going all the way down to the thousands. The zap spell is going to go down on the mini P.E.K.K.A. Tried to get another hit off, and just take a look at my princesses. My princesses are going insane. He has nothing that can kill them directly with damage. He's actually sort of avoiding them just because they're rapid firing over and over and over again. Both of the princesses are doing work, and at this point, I'm face rolling all over my iPad. I'm just going for the third crowd inside of this battle. I'm not caring how I get it done. 3 princesses down on the map shooting away at that tower, and with 10 seconds left, he takes his first tower of the game, but I have already gone for his king tower. So princess rapid fire freeze into the corner. That's going to be the third crown of the game, and wrap up a pretty nice 3 crown to 1 victory. 3 princesses. Wow, that is some pretty interesting stuff right there. I know in the last video I had 3 musketeers without even having a mirror or the actual 3 musketeer card, so having 3 princesses inside of a single battle is pretty impressive as well. And let's go ahead and hop our way into one more battle. Alright, so facing off, looks like we're going to start with the minions in the back. Gonna do a Hog Rider and guard push. This is actually a really interesting push. Who knows how it'll actually work out. Let's go ahead and zap his musketeer down as it targeted my Hog Rider. Looks like my minions are doing work from the back, and from the very first push of the game, nothing is a better feeling than taking out a tower with ease. So tower is now down. My mini P.E.K.K.A. locked onto the giant. It looks like my mini P.E.K.K.A. is actually going to redirect into the guards, which is a little bit unfortunate. And meanwhile, in the right-hand lane, the musketeer might get a little bit of damage off of my tower, but still not too big of a deal. We have the very first tower of the game, and 1 minute in, things are looking pretty solid. So Lumberjack's going to come out. I actually have not seen a Lumberjack since maybe the day it came out, or the day after it came out, so this is a pleasant surprise. Unfortunately for this guy, the Lumberjack doesn't really synergize too well with that musketeer push. Gonna kill it fairly easily with our guards, and reset for the rest of the battle. I should try the Lumberjack inside a couple of decks. If you guys have any Lumberjack decks you want me to play, just let me know in the comment below, because I would like to try it out and see if I'm able to make it work. But let's go for a Hog Rider minion push. Looks like he's gonna zap, so I'll just play my free spell, hoping he dropped his musketeer in between the 2 towers, but it turns out that he's not gonna be able to. But the minions do just enough damage to kill that guard, and that's going to give us the second tower of the game with only a sliver of HP left on all of my units. So at this point, we're pretty smooth sailing with 1 minute and 20 seconds left. Just going for that 3 crown win to fill up our crown chest on my main account. Of course, I don't need any more cards on this account, I think, except for the Ice Spirit and the Bowler. My Bowler's still level 6, or maybe I just upgraded it to level 7, and my Ice Spirits are level 12, and maybe 20% of the way to level 13. So any gold that I get, I'll use towards those upgrades or buying legendaries out of the shop. But let's go ahead and just stop this little push he's got going with the guard. We've got the mini P.E.K.K.A. Musketeer's going to get sniped down by the guards right there as well, and it looks like things are going okay. He might actually take my tower. At this point, I say, you know what, I don't need to play any defense whatsoever. Let's just go for the right hand side and end this game with the Hog Rider Goblin minion push. So we've got the princess, we've got the Hog Rider, we've got 5 minions, our own little personal minion horde that just came down the lane. The mini P.E.K.K.A. is going on to the giant. I'm gonna go ahead and zap the princess so it doesn't kill any of my minions, and that's gonna wrap it up for the battle. In just a moment, the princess is gonna fire away, and the mini P.E.K.K.A. will wrap up that 3 crown W. So good game. This deck is really fun, guys. If you have the princess, feel free to try it out. Again, the guards are so strong. You see them inside of a lot of the decks that I've been playing. So yeah, give it a go and let me know what you think in the comment section below. It's one that's pretty fun to play, as well as the fact that it's so cyclable makes it so nearly anyone can play it with a little bit of practice, and there's one last look. So we get the goblins, the guards, those are your two little ground multiple melee units, the minions, princess, free spell, hog rider, mini P.E.K.K.A, and zap, and that is going to do it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you drop a like, and until next time, I will see you guys later. Peace out.